Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the All We Do Is Talk podcast. It is award season. We're here to talk about all the awards that are usually given out at the end of the season. Here with Moody and Isaiah. What's going on, guys?
Let's get through this. We already seen some football. I'm so excited for Sunday.
Great night of football last night. We got so much more jam-packed slate this weekend. Call your girlfriends. Let them know you're not going to be available. Football is back.
Call your parents. Tell them I can't be doing that.
You can't take care of that thing that weekend. Football is back.
But let's kick it off with, do I want to go from important awards to the most important, or from the big hitters and go down this?
Least important to most important.
All right, then I guess we'll start with comeback player of the year. Mr. Joe Burrow won it last year coming off the ACL. So I can see this two ways. You pick a player who was hurt last year who comes back to form, or you pick a player like when Ryan Tannehill won it, who, people thought fell off and then came back to form. So it's just about that, coming back and showing that you're actually still good. So I guess I'll let you guys go first.
All right. Well, for me, my comeback player of the year pick will be Mr. J.K. All-Day Dobbins from the Baltimore Ravens. Hopefully Lamar's talking about being a doctor. He'll be back in a couple of weeks. We'll see. He didn't go on the PUP list, so I expect him to be good to go one of these weeks. He averaged 6 yards a carry in 2020 with the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar should do his thing, but I think getting J.K. Dobbins back, rebuilt offensive line, Stanley's back, Linderbaum in the middle, they're going to be a really, really good run blocking unit as usual. J.K. Dobbins is going to benefit off of that. He will win the comeback player of the year.
Wow, I'm surprised since you have Carolina in the playoffs, you didn't go with my comeback player of the year. That would be Christian McCaffrey. I think he only played 3 games last year.
He's played 6 in the last 2 years.
And that's why. That's the stat and why I didn't want to pick him.
Yeah, but hey, if you're comeback, you've either been trash or not playing. So he falls into that category. I think he's the best player qualified for this.
I could double down on Panthers and go with Mr. Baker Mayfield, but I'm going to go with the homer pick, and I'm going to pick Mr. Saquon Barkley based on the same reason Eric. One of these guys is going to stay healthy and return to form. Or
more lies you can tell yourself, because running back always get healthy and return to form.
Sounds about right.
Next, we're going to go with Coach of the Year, and I've already given my answer in our previews. I've got Dan Campbell, who's going to get the Detroit Lions to the playoffs with Jared Goff, and there's nothing more to say about that, because when Sean McVay took Jared Goff to the playoffs, he won Coach of the Year.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Kevin O'Connell from Minnesota. I have Minnesota winning that division, so I think if you take a division from Aaron Rodgers in your first year, you should definitely be up for this award. I'm really excited to have an offensive coach with this offense instead of having a defensive coach like Mike Zinger. So I'm going with Kevin O'Connell.
All right, to round it out, I'm going to go with Kyle Shanahan finally getting his first Coach of the Year award. I think with the new quarterback situation, if he has success with that, people will finally give him the credit that he is due instead of his winning percentage with Jimmy Garoppolo versus guys like Nick Mullins and whoever else. Trey Lance leads into a big season. Kyle Shanahan gets his respect as one of the 2 or 3 best coaches in the NFL.
Okay. Next, we're going to knock out these rookie awards. We'll start with offense, then defense. So I guess we could tandem them. I'm going to go bold for offensive rookie of the year. I'm going to pick Evan Neal to become the first offensive lineman to win offensive rookie of the year, because I think the Giants offense is going to look that much better than it did last year. I think it's going to be a top 15 offense. And if you get turn this offense into a top 15 offense, it'll be because Evan Neal and Andrew Thomas stay healthy, keep Daniel Jones upright, open holes for the comeback player of the year, Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, we know that's not going to happen. That's just not Isaiah. That's just not how the NFL works. But I can appreciate the homerism. Never change.
Go ahead, buddy.
All right, my offensive rookie of the year will be Treylon Burks from the Tennessee Titans. Slots right into the AJ Brown role as the top passing target on the team. I think the scheme's perfect for him. He'll be able to catch the short crossing routes, the screens, play off of Derrick Henry, big yards after catch guy. I think he'll probably lead the rookies in most categories. So I'll go with Treylon Burks.
And defensive, are we just giving offensive right now?
We just went offensive so far.
Okay. Offense, I got Garrett Wilson. I think I was debating between him and Jahan Dotson for my wide receivers. I just think Garrett Wilson, once Zach Wilson comes back, will have a better thrower of the football to him. So I will go Garrett Wilson.
But when is Zach Wilson coming back?
November.
Is that after he gets probably shut down by those 4 teams in the AFC North and does nothing for the first 4 weeks? He's not. I don't even think he's scheduled.
He got Joe Flacco.
Super Bowl.
He's got like the 3rd most playoff wins of active quarterbacks. That's Joe Flacco.
I'm gonna give a non-biased pick and say one of the guys from Atlanta. Since you guys are so against Evan Neal, Ritter or Drake London. Drake London's hurt, so I'd lean more towards Ritter, but he's not starting yet. So yeah, I think this is weird because there's a lot. This wasn't a rookie class of other than the receivers. It was mostly a trench class. So it's gonna be interesting to see which offensive player rises to the top.
James Cook doesn't look like he's gonna be that guy. Unfortunately for him, not a great start.
And defensively, I'm gonna go double down. So I picked 2 Giants to win an awards already, and now I'm gonna pick my second Detroit Lion. I've got Mr. Aiden Hutchinson. I think he breaks onto the scene and he gets 10+ sacks easily this year. If I want to be bold, I could see 15, and he's the reason Detroit's defense is even a little bit good enough to get him to the playoffs.
All right, I'll go ahead. Y'all know I've been high on this guy through this whole process. Mr. Derek Stingley Jr. for the Houston Texans will be the defensive rookie of the year. And I think just using his athleticism to sit in that cover 2 in the Lovie Smith scheme, he has an easy receiver division to play in, quarterbacks who are prone to turn the ball over. I just think the matchup's too easy for him. It's too juicy of a schedule for Derek Stingley to not be extremely successful. Think he's 5+ interceptions. A Patrick Surtain-like year with hopefully no Micah Parsons to steal the award from under him.
Yeah, I was debating. Excuse me. I was debating between 2 guys. I was debating between Sauce and Kyle. I really want to go Kyle, but I don't think a safety will win a rookie of the year. So I'm going to go Ahmad Gardner. He's going to have to go through a gauntlet of receivers with Tyreek Hill in his division, with Stephon Diggs in his division, and then he'll be able to guard anyone on the Patriots. So I'm going to go Sauce Gardner. I think he was the number 1 corner in this draft. I'm going to go Sauce.
He would have been my honorable mention. I would have picked the trench guy and I picked the off-ball guy. So Sauce Gardner would be my second place. So I agree with you, Eric. And it'll be interesting. Kyle Hamilton, if he catches
Hamilton could be an option. Definitely. He's going to be playing a lot in that Baltimore team.
Yeah. So that's it for the rookies. So now it's time to move on to the offensive player of the year and the defensive player of the year. So I guess we'll start with offensive player of the year. And I already let this one out the bag. Justin Jefferson goes for 2,000 yards, 15+ touchdowns in the Kevin O'Connell system, and helps my fantasy team along with Saquon Barkley run through the league. I won a second championship in our dynasty league. That's all I got to say. Justin Jefferson, lots of greedies. My second place would be his former LSU teammate, Jamar Chase.
And I'll just transition to my first place player, Mr. Jamar Chase from LSU, as the offensive player of the year. He's going to be unstoppable, and without the rookie stink of holding guys back because they were rookies, he's going to put up as good or better numbers this year, and the Bengals will be a top offense. He's going to be Cooper Kupp level unstoppable, in my opinion. And I think we'll notice a trend of guys who are winning the Player of the Year's awards this year or winning Rookie of the Awards last year.
Yeah, retweet everything Moody said. I have Jamar Chase. This agenda that Isaiah has going on with these awards is incredible. Well placed, a great storyline. But
pause. Wow. Jamar Chase is going to be playing in the Cooper Kupp role.
Yeah.
For the team that you think is going to win the NFC North.
Oh, you said Chase, Isaiah. You meant Jefferson.
Oh, Jefferson. Yeah. And he doesn't have T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd taking targets from him and Joe Mixon. I think Chase has to share a little bit more with better players. While Thielen's been in and out of the lineup, we know the last few years. Kevin, I think, is it Kevin Osborne? KJ Osborne?
KJ
Is their
Osborne, yeah.
receiver 3. Dalvin Cook is known to be in and out of the lineup. I just think Chase will be more relied on, a la Cooper Kupp. I think Jefferson will be more relied on. Damn, I guess Chase must be on the head. But it'll be one of those two because I can see both going over 2,000 yards this year.
Yeah.
And for defense, I'll let Eric go first for defensive player of the year.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Wait, pause. Are we all gonna pick the same player?
No.
Okay.
Y'all already know who I'm picking, so like it is what it is.
No, I'm going a little off board. I'm gonna go with Nick Bosa out of San Francisco. I have San Francisco winning the division, and with a rookie quarterback, that defense needs to be special in that division. So you need someone to step up, and Nick Bosa is the guy for me.
Moody is good. I'm gonna let Moody go ahead and take his guy because I would have picked him, but I'm gonna go with another guy. And I saw Von Miller last night, and I actually started thinking, I was like, I could see that, but I just think he'll be in too much in rotation. So Eric took Nick Bosa. I'm gonna go ahead and take Joey Bosa because he's got Khalil Mack coming to join his team, and Khalil Mack as a 2. I think Khalil Mack will still demand the double teams because we know Khalil Mack is a powerful presence versus the run. And I think people will let Joey Bosa get more single coverage than he's ever seen in his life. And it's either now or never. He's got to break out. I mean, he's broken out already, but he's got to show us that he's on that Micah Parsons, Nick Bosa, TJ Watt, Myles Garrett level. I don't think Joey Bosa has shown us that level. He's shown us top 10, top 7-ish, but I think it's time for him to show us top 3.
Yeah, speaking of Michael Parsons, I think that's the clear and should be obvious front runner for the award. He's got next. Aaron Donald passed the torch. He's him, and he's next. Michael Parsons, DPOY, nothing else to be said.
Sheesh. Pass the torch?
Pass the torch, Eric. Pass the torch.
I think Michael Parsons is probably going to be the best defensive player by the end of this year. My only problem with him is that the others around him are just so unproven. Linebacker Vander Esch on his last year. They're looking for a number 2 rusher, even though Sam Williams has looked good in camp. Their corners are suspect because their best one is known to, give up the big play here or there, and the number 2 is
NFL record interceptions too. But yeah, big plays. Who gives up big plays? Jalen Ramsey gives up big plays.
All I gotta say is, if Trayvon Diggs catches 10+ interceptions again, he'll be the best corner in the league. But I doubt that he catches that many interceptions just off the back of playing a better offensive schedule. But Micah Parsons is a great name. But I guess it's time to go with the MVP. I have a bold take here, so I'll let you guys go first.
Yeah, I have Justin Herbert winning the MVP this year. I have them winning the AFC West. So this falls right into, I guess, my agenda. But with the storyline I think is going to play out in that division, I think he's going to be explosive. His offense is geared up, ready to go. Justin Herbert is my pick.
Yeah, I'm going to cheat a little bit here. Obviously, the Josh Allen thing, he's the front runner, and he'll probably prove that going forward, but I don't want to be influenced by the Thursday night football game, so I'm going to go to my second choice, and that would be Mr. Danger Russell Wilson, finally getting his hands on an MVP award. He's been one of the best QBs in the game for a long time. I love the pairing. The offensive play caller for the last 2 MVPs has been Nathaniel Hackett. And I think he's going to make it a 3-peat with Russell Wilson in Denver as they surprisingly win the AFC West and have a high seed in the AFC.
Speaking of the last 2 MVPs, no one has won 3 straight MVPs since Brett Favre did in the 90s. So the script might be calling for duality of those 2 quarterbacks in Green Bay. But my bold take for this is simply Justin Herbert and Patrick Mahomes duel it out in the chase for 50 touchdowns. And whoever gets the 50 touchdowns first gets the MVP. I know it's a cop-out, but I believe one of those guys will win it. And it's hard for me to say that after watching Josh Allen. I just don't know. The way Josh Allen took hits last night, I just can't bank on him staying healthy all year. And it's scary because Mahomes has also shown some injury risk. So I would say Herbert is my slight favorite, but I think I think the narrative fits Mahomes. If he throws for 45 to 50 touchdowns without Tyreek Hill, that narrative sounds amazing. But I think him and Justin Herbert duel it out all year long. And I think this is like the home run chase in the 90s between Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire. And we get to see these two quarterbacks throw for 5+ touchdowns every week.
Unless they throw in a nice 6-game PED suspension like the 90s, but we can move on.
Oh,
is that it? Is that a wrap?
Yeah, that's all the personal awards.
That's all the personal awards. Now it's time for us to all pick the Bills in the AFC. Is that clearly all of our picks for AFC champion?
They're the clear front runner. Yes, they're the best team in the league.
Eric?
The AFC?
Yeah.
Are y'all ready? Y'all ready? I'm keeping the train of new quarterbacks and new systems going to the Super Bowl. I've got the Indianapolis Colts going to the Super Bowl. I love the blend of its defense. Matt Ryan coming to that offense. You got the best running back in the league. You got an uprising wide receiver and Michael Pittman. I think this team can do it all on both sides.
Spicy, Eric. I love how spicy that extremely, extremely spicy. Wow. I did not see the Colts coming, but hey, easy division. They'll avoid the juggernauts of the AFC. Maybe they can backdoor their way into something.
Playing the NFC East.
I doubt it.
Playing the NFC East.
Yeah. So they're in a better position than most.
Hopefully they don't need Kenny Moore to stop Hunter Renfrow, and they don't need Michael Pittman to not get mossed by Antoine Winfield Jr. And they don't need Jonathan Taylor to get shut down by the Jacksonville Jaguars defense on the last day, along with hopefully they'll beat Jacksonville this year, because they ain't going to no damn Super Bowl if they don't beat Jacksonville this year. Wow. That actually, I thought he was going to say the Broncos.
I didn't know what I thought it was going to be different too. Yeah, the Colts didn't see that one coming at all. That is a spicy hot take right there. All right, to the NFC.
In the NFC, I kind of segue to this. I don't think the Bucs are going to be world beaters this year, but I think Tom Brady will have them pacing. They have lots of veteran leaderships that have now been there, done that. I think they will have a rocky season because everybody will know this will probably be Tom Brady's last. But I think when the playoffs hit, they'll get right, and they'll get there. And all I got to say is in my lifetime, we've seen Jerome Bettis, Coach Cowherd, Michael Strahan, Ray Lewis, Peyton Manning, all-time great players have a thing for showing up in the Super Bowl in their last season. So I've got the Bucs winning in the NFC.
Yeah, that's a shame I let you go first because I am in 100% agreement. It's going to be the Bucs. Tom Brady's going to go out. We already see they gave you the storylines, the narratives, and they're not looking at
off the field problems.
You're off the field. You already know. You already know. He didn't. The man might have given up his marriage for this NFL football season, and if he did that, he's not getting paid back by anything less than the Super Bowl. So yeah, Bills versus Bucs, AFC versus NFC champions.
Eric, you want to pick another spicy pick out of the?
No, it sounds like
it's a clean sweep of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to the Super Bowl. That's why I made a comment in our text going, "Damn, I thought I could go Bucs because both these people hate Tom Brady." But I went Bucs.
Yeah.
And for my Super Bowl pick, I'm going to switch it up. I know we've seen a lot of all-time greats go out on top, but I think they've built up Tom Brady so much that he doesn't need another one to go on top. I think the old head puts over the young guy, and I'm gonna pick the Buffalo Bills to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the Super Bowl. And I was picking this before I saw last night, but after watching them play last night, I feel even more confident. If they keep Josh Allen healthy, if they keep Von Miller healthy, if they get back Trey White and keep those two safeties healthy, AJ Epinesa, Gregory Rousseau are looking like they're second, third-year players coming into form. We know about Matt Milano, Tremaine Edmonds. They're solid. On the offensive line, they have no names. Their offensive line has a bunch of no names, except for like Darrell Williams, but they all click.
They don't even have Darrell Williams no more. He's a free agent.
No, I saw him last night. I swear
did you really? The Cowboys were talking to him or whatever. So as far as I know, he doesn't have a job. It might be a different Williams.
It might be another 76. I might be thinking about. Yeah. I might have confused that for somebody else. Stephon Diggs looks good, but I think we're even seeing Gabe Davis, the playoff hero, take over as their number one. This roster, I just hope that they bring that Buffalo Bills magic to New York because we took their assistant GM and their offensive coordinator. So Buffalo Bills pay forward.
Yeah, I'll go the opposite way for similar reasons why you said I'll take the Bucks, because I think the Bills hype will be too much for them to deal with. The hype train is about to be as high and as hard as we've ever seen for a football team that's never won anything before. I'm going to take the experience of the Bucks being there before, and the Bills have a much tougher gauntlet. Like who's Brady going to have to beat? The Matthew Stafford's elbow or Aaron Rodgers' backup receivers? Not the same as what Josh Allen's got to run through.
Or Jalen Hurts.
Or Jalen Hurts. Josh Allen's still gonna have to go overcome his nemesis first before he even gets a chance at the big dance. And they're gonna be beaten and bruised while the Bucks will be cakewalking like Tom Brady used to do to the NFC teams all the time. Bucks win the Super Bowl.
You want to know what storyline I have at the NFL?
28-3 revenge.
Matt Ryan's revenge on Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. This is the storyline I have picked and will continue to talk into existence. Matt Ryan gets his chip before Kyle Shanahan.
Oh, that's tough.
And Dan Quinn.
That's tough.
And
Dan Quinn. You hate to see
and
it.
Julio with Julio Jones on the Bucks.
Oh man, put the bets down now. Eric has the NFL narrative in the palm of his hands.
Eric, if you were right about this, you better have the bet placed. But there you go. We all picked 3 different winners. I've got the Bills. Moody's got the Bucks. We've got the same Super Bowl matchup, just different winners. And Eric has gone with the revenge of 28-3.
What a shot!
I will say, Frank Wright was also on the Eagles staff that beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. So Frank Wright has experience beating Tom. That there actually a lot of those people just randomly
Eric
lining
tied
up.
A lot of things up together right there, man. I hate to hear it. I'm like, oh shit, that adds up.
and the thing is, the Broncos narrative works too, because Russell Wilson got to get some revenge on Tom Brady too. But that Colts one is that with Julio Jones joining the Bucks, that actually a lot of people from that game in the right place at the right time. But I guess that's it for today. We'll be back with our preview for week 1. This is going to be a great season. Catch y'all later.
Ball is here. Everybody enjoy.